Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM. And in this one, we're going to cover related records or related items. You know how crucial it is to keep all of your customer data in your CRM organized and connected. And that's where related items feature comes into play, allowing you to link any associated record together very easily. So what are related items? Related items functionally lets you establish linkages, relationships between different types of records in your CRM database. For example, you can link an organization record to any other associated contacts, opportunities, cases, other types of records, and more to help you maybe track some sort of sales process. Maybe it's a compliance reason, maybe it's for some marketing purpose or support purpose. So there may be some reasons for doing this, to link these different records together. And in this way, all of the relevant information is just a mouse click away. It's basically a two-way street between these two different types of records, giving you more of a comprehensive view of your customer interactions. So really everything is connected in CRM. Hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence and Hind, and our company, Wizard Systems. We're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks. And we help out organizations, mainly small to mid-sized organizations, use simple and affordable solutions to help with their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So thanks very much for those of you joining us live for our little mini training session, regular series, part of our regular series of short sessions focusing on different topics about workbooks. And in this one, we're going to cover this related record, related items. Now, the audio part of this call is one where you've got a question, pop that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer that at the end. Okay, well, let me just pass over to my colleague Stuart, and we'll go through an example of a ready-made connection of some relationships to sort of describe what that might be, and then just go through a very simple process, an example of showing you how easy it is to create your own kind of links and relationships. Okay, let me just swap over to Stuart.
Thank you, Tim. And as mentioned, related items are a quick and easy way to view records that relate to the item you have open. It could be calls, emails, other organizations, quotes, pretty much anything that you think may help you and your colleagues. So let me give you an example. I've got Alan Whitehead's record open, standard layout, the usual tabs across the top. And almost all of these can have related items associated with them. And I'll go with activities. So this top activity, I'll open it. And on the main tab, I get the overview in the field. And these fields should give me an idea of what's going on. The description has some info, but not much. There's no comments, there's no notes, but there are 4 related items. So let's check those. So the first 2 were added by the system. That's the person, Alan, it's his record. The second is the organization he works for. Now the third, added by one of the users, is a support case. I'll check that in a moment. And the fourth, again added by one of the users, was the original ticket that this follow-up ticket came from. Now, this case, let's check this case. Right, this makes a little more sense. So it appears to be a follow-up call to do with implementation and training, and it's to be confirmed. And it was decided that some training was needed, and I can see that the consultants here are helping with it. That's fine, but not spectacular. But the related items here helped round out this call to give me an idea of what is going on. And it means that users don't have to duplicate the work across different sections with workbooks, or worse, go and ask someone for an update. Now, as mentioned, you can add almost any item in workbooks to almost any item you feel will help others. So let me show you. I close this and I'll stay on Alan's record. And I'm going to use a new activity, a call. So again, phone call. We've got the standard stabs across the top and related items. A quick check, same as before. Alan is his record and the organization he works for. Right, back to the main tab. And I'll complete these fields for this call. So again, real world, as I'm talking to him, I start making some notes. I'll just quickly put some text in there. And as I speak to him, he mentions that this issue that he's phoned up about, and a case is logged. I don't want to have to duplicate the work. I've started this now. So I check his record. And sure enough, there is a case about deployment case 1004. It's open. Everybody looks like it's being looked at. That's fine. So I'll add the following line to my phone call. And I'll save it. And now I can do the bit that can help others. I'm going to add the case reference to this call. Now we saw there, case 1004. So I go to related items, add related item, 1004. I'm going to speed it up by telling it to only look within cases. Click search, select that item and add it. And now the case is related to my phone call. Go back to main, save and close. And I've done my bit. I took the phone call and I've logged it, but it's that related bit that gets really clever. So what about that case that I just linked? This is where it gets clever. If I open this case that belongs to the consultants and I look at the summary, there's the phone call I just took. I didn't log it in the case. I logged it as a phone call, but related it. So I've related this activity to another one. If I open it, you can see that it is the phone call I took. But the beauty of the system was I took that message, related it to this case to help others. Now I've just related one item, but you could relate this to multiple items within Workbooks if you think it warrants it. So remember that what you're hoping for is it's this relating. If you can relate what you're doing to something else in the system, it will help you and others. So really quick, really simple, but as absolute lifesaver. And that's it. Related items.
Thanks very much, Stuart. So as we can see, just a limit of your own imagination, really. There's almost no boundaries to its capabilities to link all these different records together. Right. So we come to our question section. So while you think of any questions you might ask us about this feature, or indeed anything to do with Workbooks, pop that into your question box. Just a brief mention about Wizard Systems for those of you that may not be aware of us. So we're a long-standing independent provider of a number of different CRM solutions, including Workbooks, and we've got a lot of experience in working with small and mid-sized companies in almost any kind of market sector or activity. And we provide the complete one-stop shop for a CRM implementation. We provide the setup and the training and all the ongoing support and answer your questions ongoing as you want to. Right, Stuart, I think there's a couple of questions that have come in. Hayden is asking what types of records can be linked together using the related items feature. Can I relate any record type to any other? Are there any limitations?
There are a couple. Some of them are transactional, but that's why I always say almost every tab you can think of can be related to something else. Some of the common ones that you can't will be something like the notes tab, because that would be specific to one particular record. But in general, the tabs that you normally see: activities, cases, opportunities. Uh, I think online is another one. If you've got the web insights, that can't relate to other ones. It's generally you sort of get the idea that you know what items can be related to other items and what items are specific to one record within the system. Let's say it's only a couple that you can't.
Yeah, I mean, notes appear all over the place, and you're absolutely right. I mean, if Workbooks doesn't allow you to create a related item, then that's probably the reason. Might be that it just wouldn't be relevant in a sales operational in a CRM solution. So thanks very much, Hayden. Kelly is asking, once records are related, how does that integration work in practice? For example, if I update a contact's information on their record, will that change be reflected automatically on any related company, opportunity case record, etc.?
Uh, it would stay with the that item that related tab. It probably depends what you're updating, but normally it would stay because you're not editing the original item. All you've done is you've related item 1 to item 2, so it would stay related to item 2. Is probably the best way I can put it.
Yeah, okay. Jerry is asking, not really about relating, but rather subject for newbie. How can one create drop-down pick lists?
Oh, very easily from it depends on the item it is that you're hoping to create, but most of them are created from the record types, and it's a particular. When you go to a record type, there are particular. You can create a new field, and you'll be given an option of the various types of fields that you can create, whether it's a drop down, a multiple select, or or a date field or a number field. But you can add one of about a dozen different types of fields.
Yeah, so you create that drop down list first, and then, well, probably first, all the options that you might go into that field, and then you create the field, and you relate the field to that particular pick list that you've just created, sort of thing.
That's it. Yes,
if that makes sense. Kelly's come back again, but what if a person leaves a company? What happens to the related records?
Oh, good follow-up. Right. Again, the related item would stay on. If we say person, you related something to a person. If that person leaves that organization, the related item would stay. But what you would do is, depending if you've done it correctly, is you would change the relationship of that person to the organization, which is quite nicely something we covered in a previous 101 that shows how to make sure that the relationships are kept up to date. But again, the related items, it's just a link between the two. So the only way to break the related item is to remove it from the related tab.
Yeah.
Of the second item, but otherwise it will always stay there.
Yeah, go back and check there's a nifty way in Workbooks of recording when someone leaves a company and maintaining all their information. It's quite nice the way Workbooks does it. Miles, what is the status column I saw on those displays?
Oh, another good question. Right. Now, the status is pulled from the original related item. So, for instance, I use the phone call. If that phone call was new and you went and looked at the related items column, the status will be new. The case would be ongoing, complete. So it pulls the status from the status field of the original item.
And of course, that's going to refresh, as if it's a case,
absolutely, yes,
or it's an opportunity and it changes its status from status A to status B, that would be reflected on that. on that screen. Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's everything, Stuart. So thanks very much, the four of you, for those questions. Right, just bring up to speed. We're nearly done. So you're using the current release of Workbooks, the 7.2. We've got organized a one-day mastering workbooks course next week. We had a bit of a lull in running those. We're running them again. Small class sizes at our Bristol location. Contact us for details on that. If you're a Workbooks user, if you've got any suggestions for topics for future sessions like this, something you think, even if you think it would be a ridiculous subject, but you think it might be relevant to other Workbooks users out there, please let us know and drop either Stuart or myself a line, and we'll consider that in the next Workbook session. So I think we're all done. Stuart, thanks very much for those of you on here live, and we'll catch up with you on the next session, probably next Wednesday on another Workbooks topic. Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.